Shit, my bad. I'm just on that Canelo pack early morning. This shit hitting hard, man. that boy Bivol, that boy Bivol just got the pack in last night, man. Bivol got it for the low, man. Bivol coming to your front door with that Canelo pack, man. $5 a gram. Shit. This shit hitting too hard. But what's up though, man? Bivol and Canelo Alvarez fought for that WBA title at 175 last night. And it was a great night for boxing. It's a great night for boxing going forward because Canelo Alvarez, he lost a fair fight. And I'm gonna be honest, I seen the size difference in the fight. Bivol looked like the bigger man. He's a natural 175 pounder. And I think that he looked it bigger than Canelo because there was no rehydration clause in this fight to save Canelo. Canelo, he had a rehydration clause for people like Daniel Jacobs, motherfucking who else? Rocky Fielding. This man had a rehydration clause for Rocky Fielding and Callum Smith. And Lord knows, probably Billy Joe and them. Who knows? But Bivol, he's a real 175 pounder. And this was a straight up fight. He was the bigger man. Canelo's style just does not translate against the best at 175. He picked the wrong Euro. Canelo could have made way more money fighting Jamal Charlo, fighting David Benavidez. He probably would have made almost twice the money he probably made for this fight. But Canelo Alvarez has been exposed. And Canelo been getting exposed. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Mayweather 10 years ago. And people act like he just been on this flawless run. You know what I'm saying? He's been in close fights that looked a little bit like this before. The Lara fight, I feel like he lost that. The Triple G fight, I had Triple G 8-4. And a lot of his fights, he come from behind to get the knockout. I always knew Canelo Alvarez wasn't the best fighter in the world. He's not pound for pound number one. Simply, I don't even have to go to the computer off for this argument. Pound for pound is how your skill set translate as you move up in weight. 175 is Canelo Alvarez fourth division. You know what I'm saying? His skill set does not translate to a fourth division because he can't box. Canelo is a banger. He throws great hooks. I give him that. But a problem in this fight last night was he was real repetitive. He come in, jab, jab, right hook. Or he'll just throw one left hook. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like everything Canelo Alvarez threw was hard. Nothing but hard shots, which means you're gassing yourself out. That's a terrible game plan. And his body shots were landing on Bivol. He landed a good amount of them. But Bivol wasn't going nowhere because he wasn't weight drained. You feel me? So Bivol, wasn't the sexiest name to me. And I've watched a decent amount of Bivol fights Well, he didn't even look as good as this fight. Cause maybe because it was against, full 175 pounders, Bivol, if you look at the Bivol Richards fight, he looked it better in the Canelo fight. You know what I'm saying? Because Richards, he throw more than just hooks. He got a jab on his own. And he just not repetitive. And I'm not saying he's a better fighter than Canelo, but the weight too. Canelo Alvarez's skill set does not translate to 170 to be a dominant 175 pounder. But he's one of the best fighters in the sport, but he's not what everybody's saying. Like better than Floyd, better than fucking Sugar Ray Robinson, top 5 fighter all time. Y'all need to stop that bullshit. Like y'all go way too far when somebody has like go undefeated for a long time or is undefeated for their career, who has a nice skill set. Like they just like to put people in all-time conversations so fast. It's so fucking annoying. Like it's over 100 years worth of boxing, 150, over 150 years worth of boxing. To just say that this dude who's 30-0 or shit, even 50-0, it's like Floyd. I mean, Floyd's an all-time great, but how can you really say that Floyd is like the greatest fighter of all time? Like there's been way too much history. Like, bitch, you don't know nothing about no fucking Sam Langford and Henry Armstrong and fucking people like that, Sugar Ray Robinson, what they did. You know what I'm saying? It's disrespectful to put Canelo in conversations like that. Like, and that's just what it is, man. Bivol, he retained his WBA title, and Bivol, he called him out for the rematch. And when the cash cow, when somebody, the biggest star of the sport, right? If he lose, see, he's first in line to get a rematch because that's still Bivol's biggest fight. I mean, where's Bivol finna go to get a bigger fight than the Canelo Alvarez rematch, where he gets way more of the split now, you know? Why not? But that's up to Canelo to take that fight, you know. He looked like he was kind of out of his league. It looked like, any other Bivol fight, jab, jab, right hand, little bit of body work. And I ain't gonna lie, Canelo had Bivol on his bike for a little bit, but most of the fight, Bivol was in the pocket, man. Bivol was in the pocket, you know. Canelo was too repetitive. And I thought Bivol was finna be the repetitive one. Bivol showed a little movement, getting out left, getting out right. Mostly he was going straight back like how I thought he would. But Bivol's jab really showed up. I mean, I kind of expected that because Kovalev's jab showed up against Canelo before the knockout. But it's just an impressive win by Bivol. And Bivol not getting robbed by the judges is giving me high hopes for Haney. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, they don't even break down the Haney Kambosos fight. All they say is fucking, oh, Haney's finna get robbed in Australia. That's all they say. But if somebody can fight and get a decision on Canelo, then I should expect Haney should get a fair shake in Australia. And I know that's two different places, but still. But yeah, though, Canelo, man, fuck him. You know, Canelo around this bitch, telling people who to fight. telling Benavidez, Charlo they ain't shit, you know, and it came back to bite him in his ass, you know. Bivol, Bivol was it. I think, the size and the feet were the difference. And Canelo being so repetitive with that jab, jab, right hand, it just wasn't working. He was hitting a lot of arms and gloves. They both showed good defense early, but with Canelo loading up so much, he got tired in the end and he couldn't rally like that. So Bivol kind of ran off with the fight, and the scorecards were a little closer than I would like. I mean, I feel like I feel like Bivol won most of the rounds, but I feel like Canelo's moments within the rounds had me like in my mind like thinking he was finna get robbed for the round and shit. So I'm glad that he got the win. Just fuck how the scorecards was close or not, but the right man won. And that's a good look for boxing going forward. But this just proves, Canelo really do be ducking those guys, man. And there's a reason. Charlo and Andrade and shit. Well, you know how I feel about Charlo, whatever. He don't give a damn, so I don't give a damn. But Benavidez and fucking Andrade, Benavidez gonna have that same size advantage, probably even more than Bivol, if he don't rehydrate Benavidez. And Benavidez, Charlo, and Andrade, I'm gonna just say straight up, y'all each other's biggest fight now. Well, maybe not. If Canelo comes back down to 168 and one of y'all can get mandated for him, maybe. Maybe they still, yeah, they still going after Canelo fight. But Canelo, he ain't gonna want to fight nobody after this. And the OG, I heard an OG say that if Canelo lose, it's gonna be a European. Bivol, he a Russian and shit. But it's gonna be like one of them DAZN fighters, was what he was saying. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. Cause I always thought if Canelo was to lose again, I thought it would be the better be Charlo or Andrade or Benavidez, one of them four. But Bivol really showed up and showed out, and that's what's been going on lately, man. I've been going back watching these dudes fights. I watched Bivol's fights before the fight. I watched Catterall fights before the fight. I watched Usyk fights before the fight. And I'm like, man, these dudes are basic. These dudes' styles not gonna fucking translate on the highest level, and it did. And these dudes are really like kind of basic to me, dog. And they step up to the big stage, and they've been fighting up to the competition, man. Bivol, man, he was really fucking feeling it. Like he even had Canelo on the ropes, flurrying his ass. Like, you know how a bitch be flurrying, like how when somebody about to get stopped. Bivol was really like he really did his thing in that bitch, man. And I underestimated him. I said my prediction for the fight was at best Bivol 7-5 and get robbed. That's what I thought at best. I thought he was for to be the repetitive one, but it turned out to be Canelo. You know, but Canelo, he still got all the options in the world. It's gonna be interesting to see what he picks next. Next, more than likely a tune-up, and I don't think he gonna want that rematch with Bivol. I don't think so. What's good, boxing learner? You knew he would win and not get robbed. Yeah, I thought at best Bivol would do like a 7-5 and get robbed, and we'd be on here complaining. That's what I thought. You know. So what's up, boxing learner? Let me. What's next for Bivol? What do you think Bivol and Canelo's next fight? I'm not gonna lie. If I was Bivol, I'd be pushing for that rematch because that's still the biggest payday for Bivol right now. Is a Canelo rematch. I don't see him getting across the street to fight the better beef or Joe Smith winner. And I never felt like Bivol wanted to fight better beef anyway. Or you think he finna go after that winner, especially if it's better beef? Oh no, he got to show me because even with that being undisputed, Canelo is still the bag. And I bet he go to that negotiations and see the numbers between better beef undisputed match and Canelo rematch. He gonna want that rematch.
Nah, I think he gonna go for undisputed.
Yeah, you think he going after it?
Yep. He already beat Canelo. Like Bivol, he's not that type of guy. He's not. I don't think I think he really wants to be great. That's what he wants to do. That's why after when they picked him, I knew he was gonna win. He doesn't care about the crowd. He doesn't care about the moment. He doesn't treat Canelo bigger than his last opponent. That's what he said. He said he respects him the same as his last opponent.
Yeah, man. And what I was about to say, yeah, but you think Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn, you think they gonna be able to get together and do that though?
Oh
Cause
yeah,
Bob Arum, he act like he don't fuck with Eddie Hearn and shit.
yeah, that's true.
It's a lot of like hurdles to jump through to get that fight.
That's true. So it depends on what happens with Joe Smith and Better BF.
Oh yeah, and he already beat Joe Smith.
Facts. That's why I said, man, Joe Smith punches way harder than Canelo. I think Joe Smith would knock Canelo out. Real shit.
Like so, if Joe Smith was to win that fight, Bivol gonna be licking his chops at both of them.
Right. Bivol's the best. Like I've been reading a lot of articles about Bivol, man, especially Boxing 24. They've been shitting on this guy. I already knew he was the best. His fundamentals, his footwork, his speed, his hand speed, he don't get tired. Like this is all wrong for Canelo.
Yeah, his ass definitely showed it. He surprised the hell out of my ass, man. The judges keeping it real. That surprised me too, man.
Nah,
I
they try
think,
to rob him. They try to make it look like it was close. It wasn't even close.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, because that's how they do, man. It's like you can see Bivol like won the round, but if Canelo got moments in it, they gonna slide it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That was just my problem with just the politics, bro. That's what I felt.
But that's
you ain't really supposed to factor that shit in, but
yeah. But when
seeing
you
Mayweather beat that man like that and get a draw on one of those cards,
that's why you
that
gotta
shit
keep that's
you
why you
got to
gotta
think
keep running
about that, bro.
rounds. You gotta keep winning rounds. You gotta keep being dominant. Just like Usyk. Usyk, we know Usyk was gonna. They wanted to rob Usyk. At least one of the judges, but he was just so dominant. They just if they did it, it would have been a huge. It would have been a huge reward.
Yeah, man. I think Haney just got to go to Australia and be himself, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been a lot of road warriors winning. Ugas didn't get robbed. Usyk didn't get robbed. Shit, been a lot of road warriors been winning lately.
Yep. I knew this was all wrong. I'm surprised. I'm like I expected more out of Eddie Reynoso. I'm like the moment he picked that guy, I'm like, no, there's no way you think he can actually win. And to
Yeah,
be honest with you, I think Benavidez can beat Canelo too because he gonna fight every second, every minute of those rounds, and Canelo he's not comfortable with that. He wants to fight at his pace. Pacing. Oh, that's why he lost. Pacing too. You know, he would just not let Canelo fight at his pace. He was too fast with his hand speed and his feet.
Yeah, man. That shit crazy. Bivol, yeah, Bivol really showed out, man. It just seemed like Canelo was just too repetitive. Like
Yeah,
he
they
get with that jab, jab, right hand, jab, jab, right hook. They just didn't have the adjustments I thought they would have.
well, he needed to get on the inside. He doesn't have the footwork to really close the gap like that.
Yeah, Bivol, the bigger man with the footwork,
Hmm.
and he was disciplined.
Yep. He has everything. He has everything to beat Canelo. I'm like, whatever you saw, he's not super defensive like Floyd, but everything else he has it.
Hmm. Yeah, they both were showing good. They both was hard for both of them to land early, but shit, Canelo was getting tired, bro. He was loading up on everything.
Yeah, that's why.
Too much loading up.
That's why. When I was looking at pound for pound fighters, and I've been watching Canelo for quite some time, I'm like, elite fighters, they don't load up on everything. They don't throw everything hard. That's why I respect Canelo, but I never had him pound for pound number one ever.
Yeah, man. Like his skill set and what he does doesn't translate up 4 or 5 weight divisions. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. The more weight classes he went up, it's like he got worse to me. Like when he was at middleweight, he looked good against Danny Jacobs. I liked it. He looked very good
Yeah.
against Danny
And
Jacobs.
there was no rehydration on Bivol. So them body shots, he was taking them.
Hmm. And
Yeah,
Canelo also felt,
I always kind of felt like Canelo relies on the knockout too much for me.
yeah. After he moved up from middleweight, he started relying on the knockouts.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say he was in the Plant fight, but I think in the Billy Joe fight he was.
Hmm.
It's just a lot of fights that's either competitive or he coming from behind.
Yep. And man, to me, Plant was embarrassing him with the movement. He was struggling really bad.
Hmm. Yeah, he was winning rounds, but that scorecard they showed before the knockout, man. Plant wasn't finna get that decision.
Hmm. Man, this dude, that's what he got. Man, this dude's like he's just for real. Like he just didn't give a damn who Canelo was. He just came in there and did what knew what he needed to do. He,
Yeah, so what do you think about Charlo and Andrade and Benavidez now? You think they still waiting for Canelo to come down, or you think they might as well
I think
knock?
that fight's more possible now. To be honest with you, the fights with that's why I said on this show, I was talking on this online. I said Canelo's going to lose, but not when he does lose. The fights are going to become the fights that everybody wants to see will become possible because they won't be overrating Canelo because they got Canelo over everybody. So they just let Canelo do what he wants to do. But now that he lost, they're like, man, you're not as great. They're going to say you're not as great as you think you are, and they're going to demand to see them fights, especially Benavidez, because that he's the number one guy, and he's going to destroy David Lemieux for crying out loud. Fucking Billy Joe Saunders schooled that dude.
Hmm.
Yeah, they want to see that David Benavidez fight if they don't do the rematch. Because if they do the rematch, man, I think Bivol might even stop him this time.
You think if he don't take the rematch, you think he gonna tune up?
Maybe, yeah, yeah. He's done that before. After he had a really hard fight with Triple G, he took a tune up. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's gonna take a tune up. That's a smart thing. If Eddie Reynoso is smart, then he'll get Canelo to take a tune up. Because Canelo's ego was another thing. Man, he was saying all types of stupid stuff, saying that he beat Usyk, and he even said that one time he beat Joshua. I'm like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah. I think Eddie Hearn he gonna be trying to push for that John Ryder fight heavy now.
yeah, that there you go. He's coming to England. He's definitely coming to England. That's the perfect fight for him to get back into the mood,
Yeah.
get back to winning
Yeah, I
ways.
wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't really like criticize him too much now. I mean, because he just lost, so of course
Yeah,
somebody gonna want to tune up.
yeah. I'm not mad at it at all. But this dude, like people did, they just didn't understand. I was trying to tell everybody, like just like everybody was saying that Usyk was gonna lose because Josh was too big. I'm like, no way. And when Joshua said he was gonna box with him, it was a wrap. I'm like, no way. He's absolutely gonna lose.
Yeah, man. He Canelo. See, that's the difference between him and De La Hoya for me, man. It's like De La Hoya, he was a sixth division champ, and he just he just seemed more skilled to me. It's like he can box. Like he got robbed by Trinidad, but he boxed his ass, man. You feel me? Canelo he gotta know how to fight backing up at some point. You know what I'm saying? Because Bivol, he was pressing it. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo, I don't know. I didn't think Bivol was finna get the stoppage though, but he was feeling it, flurrying his ass on the ropes and shit. Yeah,
Mm,
them feet are horrible for Canelo, man.
yeah, he just don't got the feet. That's why I knew he. That's why I didn't even bother with Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez got a lot of similarities to Canelo, but he's just not overall skilled as him.
Yeah,
They,
man. But I just wanted to jump on for a little bit. I'm about to go slide to get my hair cut and shit. I
all right,
appreciate you coming through though, for real.
it's cool. It's cool. Well,
Yeah, I'm about to slide. But yeah, though, I feel like Canelo, he's still one of the best fighters in the world. It just feel like this all time great shit. It's got to slow down. And I just want to just look at Canelo as one of the best fighters of this era. That's it. That's it. That's all.